rivals, welcome to Beck's Attacks. We've finished the second night in the arena, and we've also finished Stronghold level 10. Let's take a look at the defenses here quickly, and the interesting thing is that on the second night, I was only, in the past 24 hours, I've only been attacked about 10 times. Again, I know this is way less than many of you are being attacked, so I consider myself very lucky for that, but I will take it, and being at 5350 in honor may help with that. Alright, so Stronghold level 10 is complete. We get extra levels in things, but really not too many new items. The standard new walls, the extra catapult is very handy, and there'll be an extra gold storage. So we'll be building those new, and at some point we'll upgrade the other items. But what we really like to do is to jump up to Stronghold level 11 because of the increase in the capacity with the troop portals. So Stronghold 11, you get an extra size in your troops, and Stronghold 12, so you get a whole extra troop portal. So we're going to push on to those as fast as we can, but because these are so cheap and quick, we'll get going on these initial builds for Stronghold level 10. And then we'll dive in and get some gold, get some more attacks, and see how that goes today. Alright, so let's see what kind of bases we're getting offered here in the arena at this cup level. Alright, here we see a hard one with some thick walls and a high level base. Not going to hit that one. Alright, nice outer ring inside the outer layer of walls, and then another ring. That's going to be a real tough one to hit. You need to have really extra troops to be able to create the funnel of that. Alright, here's one I think we can handle. It's more speed, and the spell towers aren't really going to be that tough. There's 2 frees, and the fire one is under construction. There's some free mana that we can hit as well. So this one is looking pretty good. And it is the Death Knight for the daily campaign, so we've got a +3 mana bonus from defeating the Mala campaign. When you have Zalonia, that's a real easy thing to do usually to defeat that campaign, and the +3 for her is very nice. You don't have to grab a lot of mana at the start, but if it's there, we'll certainly take it. Alright, so we'll send Taliesin around and grab the free mana here. We'll come in from the side opposite the freeze tower. That's the only thing that is really annoying for Zalonia, especially when both of them are on the Primus Conduit. And we'll send the soldiers in on the outsides, hopefully to create a funnel so that the troops will go into the base and not keep going around. Soldiers do love to do that. Alright, so at this point we're just going to be using that transfusion spell. Good to know, iOS 9. I think I'll wait for the first patch on that one. I am looking forward to it, multitasking. I'm using iPad Air for most of my gaming here. It runs very smooth, very nice. Got friends living on their Android as well, so it's all good. Alright, so the dragon's in position now to finish off the stronghold. And that should be about it. Alright, let's see what we get in our arena chest here. I wonder if there's any pizza in the arena chest. Nope, 500,000 gold. Well, that's actually very helpful. That's what we're looking to get, is some gold tonight. And for the next arena here, we'll go right to the easy base. It says easy, but with that insanity tower, you have to be careful. There's let's see, no freeze tower here, and we should be able to come in from the opposite side on that one pretty safely, I think. Alright, and with her extra mana boost, we don't have to get a lot of free mana at the start, which is good. He's not offering a lot. So we'll just hit that ancient shrine, and then go right in. Alright, waiting to drop down the soldier here. They're going to draw some fire. We'll get the dragon in behind it. and then we'll send the rest of the troops in. Now the purpose of taking out those buildings was not really to get mana this time, but to knock out the watchtower. And if we can then come in from the north, take out the Skywatcher, even if the troops do happen to die with the Insanity Tower and the Fire Tower, the dragon will have completely free shot at the stronghold. So it's good to have two ways to win. In this case, I hope the troops can get it, but by the choice of my approach and just a few troops sent in beforehand to knock out a threat, I'm able to come after the stronghold and get it, even if the troops die. Alright, see that one watchtower on the right is out of range, and the one on the left was in the same spot, so it needed to go for the dragon to be able to get the stronghold. So it's nice when a plan actually works. It's not always the case, but it's nice when it does. And let's see what we get from the arena just this time. No pizza, but we got a soldier. Those, all these boosts will be useful for the Full Moon Sacrifice event. Alright, now here's a hard base, but if you notice, there's two catapults under construction. There's Insanity Tower, but it's off to the off to one side, and it looks like we'll be able to come in from the left side, and by knocking out just the two anti-air troops, the Skywatcher and the Watchtower, we'll have a free shot at the stronghold. So as long as we keep the dragon alive and can get enough troops to take out those two units, those two defenses, we'll be able to defeat this base. So in this case, I really have no expectation of the troops being able to get it done, but all they have to do is knock out the two defenses, and then the stronghold will fall to the dragon. So basically we need to clear out the distracting buildings on the outside. Send some soldiers in to do that. We got the one watchtower hitting the dragon. What I don't notice is that there's a second watchtower in range still hitting the dragon. So I think he's safe at this point, but he's not. That's what we call a Bax fail. Not only was that a Bax fail, I have to call that an epic fail. The reason is, what were we relying on to kill the stronghold? The dragon. All we needed to do was keep him alive, and all we needed to do was take out these two defenses. And so now it's virtually impossible. That Freeze Tower and the Insanity Tower are going to do quite a number on the troops here. And even if we do succeed in our original goal, we're not going to be able to get much in there. Now, just in hindsight, I also think that saving out those soldier units was very good. Notice there that that was able to knock out the last Skywatcher even when the other troops were headed more in toward the middle. So if you have a specific defense that has to go down, saving one of your troops behind to kill that is very helpful, but main tip here is don't let your dragon die if you're relying on it to win the raid. Alright, so we'll jump into our next one here. This is the medium base being offered up. It's got kind of a classic design here with the Primus conduits separated, two spell towers on each side. And Zalonia doesn't really mind so much the Curse Tower, and the Poison one isn't so bad either compared to the freezing combo. So we're going to come in from this left side here. There wasn't a lot of free mana, and we don't really need a whole lot with Zalonia, so we just decided to start the raid directly. And it looks good here for the dragon to be able to be that backup for the raid as well, as long as one of these side watchtowers goes down. I think the troops can probably get it anyway. Alright, everything seems to be in position here. The Flame Tower is going to take out the rest of the troops, but my remaining troops on the bottom there were able to take out the Watchtower. So again, it's smooth sailing for the dragon to finish up. Taliesin is particularly good at that role, so that's a good style to use for him. He's not quite the sweeper like Viscaria is. And I like the fact that he can help fight with the troops and then finish up the stronghold as long as they clear out those anti-air units. So that was a pretty solid victory. And I'm still hoping to see some pizza in the arena chest. But we'll get 500,000 gold. That'll work. We can buy a lot of pizza with that. And actually, more important than pizza, we can now fund the upgrade of the stronghold, I think. To go from 10 to 11, we need 1.75 million. We have almost 2, and we've got the rings. We really stockpiled a ton of rings waiting at Stronghold 9 to get to the arena, and so I've had the rings ready to go right from the start. We'll get extra levels up in a lot of the buildings, but really it's all about the troop portal. Now we will have a lot of catch-up to do, especially for our troop improvements. We have to still upgrade the blacksmith from level 6 to 7, and you can see a number of good units become available at level 7. The warden gets a really big increase, huge stat boost from that. That's going to be a really big upgrade. If you like mana hunters, they get a good boost as well. A decent one for the maulers, and then the paladin also gets to go to level 3, and that's a less of an increase, but still a good one to have. So we'll need to catch up on that next time, but we're heading for Stronghold 11. Thanks so much for watching.